called me lazy for sleeping after a 14-hour ER shift while he napped through his entire day off. I'm 26. I work in an emergency room. My shifts run anywhere from 12 to 16 hours, sometimes longer when we're short-staffed, which is more often than not. I have held people's hands while they died. I have stood on my feet for 6 hours straight without sitting down once. I come home some nights and I genuinely cannot tell if I'm hungry or just too tired to know the difference. He works in a warehouse, 40 hours a week, scheduled breaks, a lunch hour. He's home by 5:30. And I want to be clear, I don't say any of that to dismiss what he does. Warehouse work is hard. I know that. I've never once thrown my job in his face or made him feel less than because of what I do. I cook dinner most nights. I clean the apartment. I do the laundry, the grocery runs, the meal prep. I pack both of our lunches. And I pay the majority of the bills because I make more money. I did all of that without complaint because I loved him, because I thought we were building something. His one contribution to the household was taking out the trash and making sure he didn't leave toothpaste caked on the bathroom sink. That was the deal he seemed comfortable with. Last Friday was supposed to be my day off. I'd worked 6 days straight. I was running on almost nothing, and the only thing getting me through my last shift was the thought of coming home to a clean apartment, a hot shower, and silence. I walked through the door and stopped. Trash on the floor, empty water bottles kicked under the coffee table, dishes in the sink crusted over like they'd been sitting for hours, milk left out on the counter. The kind of mess that doesn't happen by accident. It happens when someone spends a full day at home and simply doesn't care. I found out later he'd had a friend over. Didn't mention it to me, didn't ask. Just had someone in our space, let them make a mess, and then put himself to bed like he'd earned the rest. I didn't wake him up. I didn't say a word. I was too exhausted to fight and too angry to be kind. So I just showered and went to sleep in the guest room. A few hours later, I woke up to him standing in the doorway, voice raised, telling me I was lazy for coming home and going straight to bed. Something in me went very still. I told him calmly that if he wanted the apartment clean, he had a full day at home to clean it, that I wasn't his maid, that I wasn't his mother. He told me it was my duty, as the woman of the house, that I should take more pride in it, that he wished I was more like his mom, because she knew how to take care of her home. I looked at him and said if he wanted me to act like his mom, then he needed to start acting like his dad, actually provide for this household, and I would quit my job tomorrow and stay home full-time. Let's see how that math works out. He told me he was the man of the house and what he said was final. I told him he wasn't the man of anything. I go to work. I pay most of the bills. I cook almost every meal he eats. I clean up after him. I manage everything that keeps this apartment functioning, and I do all of it while running on empty, while he clocks out at 5:30 and spends his evenings on the couch. I told him I was tired of always being the one who takes the initiative, tired of carrying everything while he coasted, tired of doing the work of a wife for a man who hadn't even considered making me one. That's when he said it. He looked me dead in the face and said, "This is why I haven't asked you to marry me." I didn't yell. I didn't throw anything. I just felt something close inside me, like a door shutting quietly at the end of a hallway. I told him that if marriage was never actually on the table, then he needed to stop wasting my time. I packed a bag, deactivated the location sharing on my phone, blocked him, and walked out. I've been at my sister's place since then. The next morning, his mom called me. She said I was out of line, that I should have just cleaned up, that it wasn't that hard, that if I had simply been the bigger person, none of this would have happened. She told me it was God's word that a woman submits to her man. I listened to the whole thing without saying much. Then I hung up, and I sat there thinking about everything I hadn't told him yet. He doesn't know that I'm 11 weeks pregnant. His mom is calling me, asking why I won't submit to her son. And I'm sitting here deciding whether the man who just told me I'm not wife material deserves to know he's about to be a father. I haven't made that call yet.